Hey everybody, welcome back. Tonight we're looking at the very first version of the Demon Robonoid Seeker. So to give you a quick update. So we have these guys in the first level of the DrBossKey Sreevus Island approach level. So the very first level, it's a classic, very classic SHMUP design where you have them in strings so they follow each other, and then typically when you shoot enemies like this, they're like sometimes I've heard people call them popcorn enemies, right? This is great, meaning that you can just pop them like corn. They die very easily, but then they give you usually goodies. That's where we're indexing pretty high in goodies here. So that was the first version that's already in the engine. And this is the version we've got from our lovely artist, Dimitri. Dimitri says, first ideas for the Seeker are here. I see them mostly like Gressel. That's this guy over here. Gressel corp drones that have been captured by Sreevus. Sreevus is the demonic titan that has fallen asleep. Well, he didn't fall asleep. He wasn't like, oh, I'm just sleepy. He was defeated in an ancient battle and forced into slumber, and then he laid down in slumber for so long that he became basically a mountain. And then his demonic slumber whispers to other people, attracting those people to come and to suckle from his power. And there's a whole subtext, a whole story on, and some other things go with that. But anyways, we got some animated short stuff we're working on. But that's what the premise of the DBK shmup is. And that's who Sreevus is. So he says also we can use undamaged or changed by any other wave versions of the same drones in other levels. Yeah, I think it's a totally good idea. What do you think? Yeah, so Dimitri, I like the thinking. Definitely what I love is that we've got the different designs that we can always work through. And I like that we're just going through these very quickly. So, and I think that, if we want to imagine that they come from like, the sort of stolen Gressel Corp tech, because so this is Gressel, and Gressel, he's one of our main boss monsters, and the whole thing behind Gressel, we won't get too deep into this, but is that there's this corporation that discovered lycanthropy, werewolf blood, and they started harvesting that DNA, and they started building these super soldiers, right? Like, and so their whole shtick is as a corporation, they investigate the supernatural and then biologically engineer it into essentially like, super machines, super weapons, things like that. So we're gonna have a whole level or series of levels, a whole biome, if you will, that's dedicated to Gressel. That's the guy you see here. And the backdrop is going to have this kind of like neon noir, very, very cyberpunk, a little dystopic level. So we've been talking about that a little bit in jamming, nerding out on that, which has been super fun. So let's jump into it. All right. So let's take a look. We're going to drink in these designs. Yeah. All right. Let's get these back over here. See if we need any of that. All right. So I think it's a big old arrow. So I really like the eye design, Dimitri. I also think that the eye design. So okay, we'll leave that. So I like the eye design forward and back. So I imagine this thing's a sphere, and so the eyes are like these, like these sort of organic biomechanized eyes, right? That give you that classic like surveillance drone kind of flavoring, right? So, but I also really like kind of like what's going on here with this kind of front spot. So maybe we can incorporate this front sort of leaning forward face with the ring. Also, maybe add an eye to that. I think that I like the symmetry that we have out of this. And I think we should keep that in terms of symmetry. So the symmetry is super good here. I think we should stay with that in terms of shape. I also really like with the thinking in which you've got going on with the other drones, but I think I'm drawn most to these two shapes. I would love to take kind of what you've got going on with this with this kind of ridging that comes up. And apply that ridging basically to basically up here to this guy, right? I think that would be that's the thing there. Also really, really love this. I imagine this is going to be cool when we do the frames. We're taking an old school page in terms of our designs where we're using frame-based animation. So, and that means things kind of pop and move just to give it a little bit more life, but not so much detailed animation that that it gets lost. These things fly by really quick, right? The shmup gameplay is super fast. So, but I can imagine this thing down here, this extra surveillance camera, it could pop, you know, up and down, in and out, or it could rotate, you know, like where it's like middle frame with the eye bit here, and then right side frame, and then so it, you know, and so maybe it's got a 4-frame animation. We can play with that, but anyways, I digress. It's just getting me excited. Let's stay with the. I think overall I'm enjoying the carapace elements that you've got going on here. So even though, and I think let's fuse some of the top carapace and some of this ridge line that you've got going on there. Let's see if you can work a bit of this. I like the shape that we've got going on into this combination design. It might have to be a little bit higher or above. The eye might need to come down a little bit. I'll let you play with that a little bit and see what's up there. I think, man, this is super cool. So I'm always a sucker for horns, don't get me wrong, in the runes. So this was pretty cool. I enjoyed that as well. I also just so you know, I enjoyed kind of these little arm bits that we've got going on here. This totally reminds me of some like robo flying dog drone of the future. I like the kind of the exhaust vents. And I think we're developing a series of different drones. So this, when we talk about Gressel's world, I think this drone might fit a little bit better than that. It's a little bit interesting with like, we're not quite 3/4, but we're a little bit 3/4, and how those things actually wind up looking, I think are interesting, because hey, now give me my lasso. Wow, that's the worst lasso ever. Come on, you can do this. There we go. Yeah, so I think, I mean, they'll be much smaller, right? So, all right. Yeah. So when I think about these guys being kind of in patterns, yeah, that'll work. I mean, yeah. So I think the 3/4 would work too. Yeah. Although interesting, I think I want to. Well, we'll see. Because I have to see how these animate, because they kind of need to, they animate on a plane. It can follow the spline path, but the thing is that following the spline path, when items rotate, they might look a little bit funny. But I don't know, we'll see how it goes. All right, pardon me. Thank you very much, Dimitri. I'll get this video up for you. For the folks out there, feel free, leave any comments, suggestions, anything down in the comments section. That's where they go, apparently. And we always make sure that we try our best to answer questions. And you never know, like some of your ideas might find their way into our upcoming designs. Take care, everybody. Bye.